Shalom, Israel. All praises to the Most High. I had a question on my last video about Revelations 13 and 17. Now, all of you on this channel know I don't teach from the New Testament. But this question I just had to deal with. So let's get started. He cannot buy or sell save he has the mark. Revelations 13 and 17. Well, let's look into this, because if the New Testament is fake, and it is, all of these metaphors are just metaphors. They mix truth and lies, and they make it sound good. This country has operated on fear tactics for millenniums. That's what they do. Whenever they want you to do something, they scare you into it. Now, I'm not saying that what's coming is not to be feared. Yeah, you should fear. But let's get a clear understanding on exactly what's going to happen to those people who are following the most holy day of all, the Most High's creation calendar, new moon Sabbath. With that being said, let's go to Daniel 12, 1 through 4. The end times. And at that time, Michael, the great prince, shall stand up, that stands over the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of tribulation, such tribulation as has not been from the time that there were a nation on the earth until that time. And at that time thy people shall be what? Delivered. What people are we talking about? If you're keeping the new moon Sabbath that the Most High ordained and instructed, you will be sealed with the approval stamp of the Most High himself. So when this time comes, that is not something you need to worry about. You're covered. Are you getting this? This is the end time prophecy. Now this is what it says. And there shall be a time of tribulation, such tribulation as has not been from the time that there was a nation on the earth until that time. And at that time, thy people, the Most High's people, y'all listen carefully, the Most High's people, at that time, thy people, he's saying, my people shall be delivered. That means whatever's going on with the mark of the beast, you won't be included. This is why you need to understand and keep the true Sabbath. Not follow Gregorian, which is by Pope Gregory III, a Roman Catholic priest. When you keep Gregorian, you're worshiping their other gods. I don't care what day of the week you choose. I don't care how you put it. I don't care what kind of clothes you wear. All of that crap is crap unless you're following the Most High. You're not following the Most High if you're not keeping the lunar solar calendar. That is the new moon. So I'm going to read it one more time. And there shall be a time of tribulation, such tribulation as has not been from the time that there were a nation on the earth and until that time. And at that time, my people shall be delivered. That's the benefit of following the new moon Sabbath. Even everyone that is written in the book. Let me highlight that. Y'all got to get this. Even everyone that is written in the book. If you're not following the new moon Sabbath, believe me, You are not going to be written in that book. I'm trying to get you in that book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life. Who is this that's going to wake to everlasting life? Those that keep the new moon Sabbath, the creation calendar. And some to reproach. Who is that that's going to wake up to reproach? Those who are keeping the Gregorian Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Those are in reproach. So let me go and read that again. And many of them that sleep in the dust, that's those that are already dead, of the earth, they shall awake, some to everlasting life. That some are the ones that knew about this Sabbath. But those that didn't, and some to reproach and everlasting shame. That's the ones who don't keep the true Sabbath. And the wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and some of the many righteous as the stars forever and ever. You don't have to worry. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. These things that are coming are scary as hell. I'll be the first to admit it. But you have a way out. Why do you think I do these videos? You ain't paying me. Nobody's paying me. Why do you think I'm doing this? What do you think I'm getting from it? I'm not getting nothing. I'm going deeper in debt. I'm trying to wake you up. And the wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. The wise are the one who understands. You're going to see that a little bit later. Those are the ones that understands that there is only one way to enter into that kingdom, and that's by the obedience to the word of the Most High. And he says, keep my Sabbath holy. You can't keep that Sabbath holy unless you keep it right. Gregorian is not right. And the wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and some of the many righteous as the stars forever and ever. That's non-stop. And thou, Daniel, close the words and seal the book to the time of the end, until many are taught. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Did you hear what he said? And thou, Daniel, close the words and seal the book to the time of the end, until many are taught and knowledge is increased. What knowledge is he talking about? The knowledge of his truth, not man's truth. The knowledge of the Most High's truth. What is his truth? His truth is, keep my Sabbath holy. And I, Daniel, saw, and behold, two others stood on one side of the bank of the river, and the other on the other side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, who was over the water in the river, when will it be the end of the wonders which thou hast mentioned? And I heard the man clothed in linen, who was over the water of the river, and he lifted up his right hand and his left hand to heaven, and sware by him that lives forever, that it should be for a time of times and half a time, 3.5 years. This is the tribulation coming, where there's going to be crying, peace, peace. You know the 7-year tribulation that the New Testament talks about? Well, it ain't happening that way. But there will be 7 years. You know, the New Testament have pleasurized so much of the Old Testament, and then they wrote it in their own words. Well, I'm not going to get into that. But listen to this. And I heard the man clothed in linen, who was over the water of the river, and he lifted up his right hand and his left hand to heaven, and sware by him that lives forever, that it should be for a time of times and a half a time. When the dispersion is ended, what dispersion? The dispersion of his people. We are the dispersed. When the dispersion is ended, they shall know all these things. But it's only the ones that acknowledge the wisdom of the Most High and accept his seal. What is his seal? His seal is the keeping of the Sabbath. And I heard, but I understood not. And I said, O Lord, what will be the end of these things? And he said, Go, Daniel, for the words are closed and sealed up. For the words are closed and sealed up to the time of the end. Many must be tested. You think you're not being tested right now? Right this minute, you're being tested. Because I'm bringing the word that the Most High sent. And what are you doing about it? You're being tested and thoroughly whitened and tried with fire. Now don't let that scare you, because it has been taught out there by many teachers that are saying that, oh, you're going to have to go through the fire. Well, let me tell you what that fire is. Remember when Moses was at the mount? What did he see when the Most High showed up? A pillar of fire. What led Israel out of Egypt? A pillar of fire. When you read through the Old Testament, you see the Most High described as a flaming fire. You're not going to be in literal fire, but the Most High as fire will test you, as he's doing right now. And tried with fire and sanctified. But the transgressor, but the who? But the transgressor, but the transgressor shall transgress. He shall keep on sinning. He's not going to stop. And none of the transgressors shall understand. This is why you can't tell all these idiots out there that are keeping Gregorian Friday sundown to Saturday sundown and all the other crap that goes along with it. This is why you can't tell them. Because, and none of the transgressors shall understand. But the wise shall understand. But the who? The wise. The wise. Where do you get wisdom? Seek the Most High first is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. And from the time of the removal of the perpetual sacrifice, when the abomination of desolation shall be set up. What is the abomination of desolation? Well, let me tell you. Those who don't keep the true Sabbath are an abomination. Who changed the Sabbath? The Roman Catholic Church, the popes, the papacy. That was the abomination of the desolation. Shall be set up. There shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waits and comes to the 1,335 days. But go thou and rest, for there are yet days and seasons to fulfillment of the end, and thou shalt stand in thy lot at the end of the days. People, you keep the true Sabbath. If you keep the true Sabbath, your spirit will lead you to keep the rest of the law. But without the true Sabbath, you have no idea what the law looks like. You can't find the true Sabbath with the Gregorian calendar. It's impossible. So if you go to the new moon, start there. Keep the holy Sabbath. Everything else will open up to you. That is what you're waiting on. That's what he's waiting on. But he's not going to wait forever. All praises to the Most High.